Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am deleted scenes human being, American, and YouTuber running. I'd like to welcome you to tonight's episode of Live from Sparkwood in 21. This series chronicles the 1990s cult classic television series, Twin Peaks, which ran on ABC for 2 seasons. It was created by the late legendary visionary David Lynch, along with Mark Frost. Its prequel film, Fire Walk with Me. Its 25 years later sequel series, The Return, which ran on Showtime in 2017. All the multimedia that surrounded the show. And the films of David Lynch. Joining me on this odyssey, the super fans. Last call, Trevicelli.
Hello.
Is Better Half Knitters Network.
Good evening.
And the president of the Flappy for President fan club, H. Boomer.
Flappy would never meet a hotel room that he wouldn't trash.
I think that goes without saying.
He was I
think we've learned enough about Flappy to know that he did very much live a rock star existence.
Oh, he kind of was a rock star, wasn't he?
Yes, he had several albums. I think Tweet Tweet for Your Love was probably my favorite. That came out around the same time as the show, between seasons 1 and 2.
See, now I heard that he had a torrid love affair with the star of Bye Bye Birdie.
Anne Margaret. She doesn't talk about it. If you bring it up with her, she'll shut down.
He broke her heart, Flappy.
Yeah,
very sad.
He's a
wild child.
Yeah, he was a bird of many appetites,
All right. I do want to say hello to everyone currently following along on X. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. I do want to say hello to a few people who have joined us here in the live chat. The creator of the 10-Word Review and the host of Films with Friends, Big Al Presents. My co-host on the Mystery Movie Night podcast, Enigma Severus. Qapla' to our resident Klingon, Mark Malnikoff. This is the dilithium mine. This is the shaft. Step in and descend. The target's right at the eyes. The sun are within. Here, just when you think it can't get worse, it does. Drop by. Right on. Channel member JPRPH1. Flappy 2020.
Flappy.
All right, so this next episode is episode 17 of season 2, entitled Wounds and Scars. And this is the episode in which we are introduced to Norma's half-sister, Annie Blackburn, played by Heather Graham. And this is also going to be the episode where she meets Cooper. And they're about to go on a journey, for sure. We also have Truman dealing with the aftermath of Josie's death. And we also find Audrey cozying up to one John Justice Wheeler, played by Billy Zane. And we're also going to find out a little bit more about what that pesky old Wyndham Earle is up to. So, all right, guys, any thoughts before we get started on the episode proper here?
No, ready to go.
All right. I do want to remind everybody, of course, that Twin Peaks is not in public domain. So we would suggest that everybody follow us on over to Cosme. This is the link. It should be in all of our chats, or at least will very soon be in mine as soon as I get over to my own chat and pin that to the bottom. I also would like to remind everybody that while we are watching the episode together, there might be some pauses here and there. That's because we're kind of getting into the episode and following things along. So there might be some dead air here and there. We'll try not to do that too much, but there might be some. Of course, I do want to remind everybody really quickly of YouTube's copyright guidelines, which precludes us from actually airing the show live as much as we would love to. But we don't want to end up in the Black Lodge, so we're going to be watching on Cosme. You can follow along with us. You can follow along with your own physical copy of the episode, and you can also find all 3 seasons currently on Paramount Plus. Should you choose to have that streamer, understand it completely if you don't, but you can find the show there. I don't know if it's still on HBO Max. It was at one point, along with most of David Lynch's films.
That's weird because that was a Showtime thing, I thought. Never mind.
Yep.
Yeah. It was a Showtime. So how it wound up on Paramount, I don't know, but it's there.
Paramount and Showtime are kismet with each other. So. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to head on over to Cosme. We're going to do a countdown, and then we will start the episode.
Are you counting down or am I?
All right. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
When this originally aired, as most episodes did, it started with a previously on Twin Peaks, and this particular segment for this episode was longer than usual. That was because ABC had delayed the release of this. It was on a 6-week hiatus.
Mhm.
From what I gather, it was due to some low ratings, I guess, something like that. The segment was narrated by Kyle MacLachlan as if he was Cooper dictating to Diane. The problem being that he references it being March 28th, when in the story it would actually have been March 21st. And that actually kind of matters because March 28th would be a couple days after Coop's doppelganger emerges from the Black Lodge. So
Would that be a Cooper dangle?
Cooper.
Joan Shen.
Yep. She was still in the credits for the remainder of the season.
Yep.
Yeah, but she's given kind of a wooden performance now. It's a joke. Just okay. Is this what they mean by love on the rocks?
Not only is it what would it have been a long previously on, but it also seems like a particularly long opening. That's a bottle of Jack Daniels in front of him, and most fans believe that it is, in fact, the same bottle that appeared in the Roadhouse in The Orchid's Curse, Bobby's bottle at Shelley's house in Demons, and will also appear at the Bookhouse in On the Wings of Love. Or they bought multiple bottles of Jack Daniels. Want to point out that Annie is wearing a crucifix. She has just spent 5 years in a convent and is now returning to the secular world.
And of course, hello, Nate. You're just in time.
And I will be right back.
Sleeping with my son, eh? Margaret Lanterman, good evening.
Mm.
That's weird.
I don't know what all that means.
He is so rude.
On the other hand, he's being rude to Leo. Sorry.
Ooh.
And it was around this time that Leo Johnson realized that he effed up. Voilà. Yes, it is. Are we still talking about chess?
It's Weasel. It's in the title.
Okay, I'm sorry. I did step away and just get back. Have they talked about the autopsy report on Josie yet?
Yeah, that came
55
back
pounds.
with
Yes.
no results.
Right.
Yeah.
But what they said was that the body only weighed 65 pounds.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's awfully light for even her, even though she is a very slight woman. I wonder if Bob consumed that much Garmin Boja that she weighed that much less.
It's not any better.
And once again, he earns his first name.
Yeah.
Harry's in a bad way.
Uh-huh.
I fly a starship across the universe. Sorry.
Now, there is question regarding what the blueprints are that she's going over. Perhaps the houses that are going to be part of the Ghostwood Estates.
That's what I was thinking.
She looks in there and it's J.J. Abrams.
Oh, please. I didn't even think about that. No, everyone loves a mystery box. Of course, this mystery box actually has something in it.
Matthews. Oh my God, we walked into a scene elsewhere by mistake. No, no. Yeah.
He says that his story is that he went to medical school with Dr. Haywood 30 years ago this month, he says. That would make the graduation March of 1959. According to the Access Guide to the Town of Twin Peaks, Dr. Haywood attended the University of Washington Medical School, which makes sense.
Meanwhile, Pete Martell continues his search for Bobby Fischer.
It's a lot of chess sets.
Of course, he has borrowed Ben Horn's Civil War chess set.
What?
It's the L. You gotta do
Yes.
the L.
So these titles, which I don't believe were given to the show by the writers. I think they come from overseas markets determining that they need titles, but they are well titled. The titles tend to have multiple meanings.
Mm.
So with wounds and scars, you're going to see a couple of the wounds right now. That story is much more detailed in Secret History of Twin Peaks.
Is he a singing cowboy? Weasels? Pine weasels?
Clever. So he sends a black knight, which I don't understand because he's playing white and he hasn't taken a black piece, a black knight piece.
Maybe that's his intention.
Mm-hmm. Kobe.
You see, Nadine, when an adult woman and a high school senior love each other, maybe they shouldn't.
Maybe they shouldn't.
And of course, a scene that's going to have repercussions into season 3.
Although you can't see it unless you have the Blu-ray and you freeze frame it. The prize for the winner is $2,000 and a 2-year tuition at Washington State University.
You can't make a fist holding hands.
Was he reading the history of Twin Peaks?
Very good, John.
Time cleared. Program to B2. To
Wounds and scars.
Whew.
You notice that the record player there is still spinning, which means he's been listening to a record that's long since ended.
Hmm.
rock on and off.
For some reason, he reminds me of Ralphie in A Christmas Story right there.
The missus.
Ouch. That's embarrassing.
Mm.
Like, yeah, you know what? Don't know, don't care, don't see nothing. So he's wearing and tossing into the audience these little pins that say "Stop Ghostwood, Save the Pine Weasel." You can buy those buttons on Etsy.
Good speech.
And I'm concerned for the members of this community.
That looks ridiculous.
Yes, it does. But honestly, attire like that is not really for fashion, despite what they're actually doing here. It's to some degree for comfort, but also for survival in really bad winters. John Muir, an early advocate for the preservation of wilderness areas in the United States, in the late 1800s.
Yes. They should have gotten Jack Hanna. Wait, hang on.
That's good.
Oh, wow.
I don't dispute that the world has gone mad, but is a housing development an indication of the world going mad?
Maybe. Okay. And hello, Shelby.
Niffler?
Yes. Ha! Their shenanigans here are, whether they realize it or not, pretty tragic to the whole messaging they're going for. By the way, the pine weasel is fictional. That's just a ferret.
Which is now running amok.
Nice catch.
Wow.
Phantom. And then. Then things get a little weird.
Very, very weird.
Who's she getting in bed with?
Truman, who's passed out drunk. She's what you would call a desperate housewife.
Yes.
Well, there you go. That's the episode, guys.
What did we learn?
That pine weasel is playing hardball.
Whoops.
Do we feel sorry for Richard?
No.
Not at all.
Mm,
It's the least he had coming.
He had it coming all
Right.
along.
It makes sense the episode would start with Harry in the doldrums, right?
True.
And he's not going to get over it in one episode.
But at the same time, I don't know. I feel he's kind of being an ass. I mean, you don't take it out on the people that are trying to make you feel better. You know?
He's drunk, dear.
I know, but still, you know, yeah, that's just kind of ridiculous. I mean, and if nothing else, Coop does come to him with solid facts, right? You know, basically what it comes down to is the biggest problem here is not that your sweet, innocent girlfriend died. It's that she never existed in the first place.
Yes, she was a criminal.
You know, what you thought she was, she wasn't.
He saw what he wanted to see in her.
Yes. Yes, he did. That's generally the problem when you ignore facts and let your feelings take over, you end up being invariably wrong. The facts don't care about your feelings.
No.
I do feel that the strangeness of Twin Peaks is also kind of running up against a plausible storyline. I don't know how you rectify the reality of a couple getting a divorce with really the inability for someone in her situation who is clearly non-compos mentis to be able to agree to any legal proceeding.
Especially since she thinks she's a high school
Exactly.
student.
Exactly. I did feel it was kind of underscored when, she's like, oh, it's not like it's, a big deal. We're breaking up. He's dating you, making the triviality of a high school breakup when they're trying to impress upon her the seriousness of a divorce, of marriage. But then she underscores that by saying, I think I've gone blind in my left eye. Like she's just now realizing it. Right. Which if she had regressed to high school, she would have no memory of how she lost her eye. It is implied that the accident in which she lost her eye was after graduation.
Right. Yeah, I got that impression. Not far after, though, right?
No.
Yeah.
No. because they got married then not too long after that, mostly because Ed felt guilty about the circumstances, and you know that's what kind of is tragic about it. He was trying to do the right thing, but
He did the right thing for the wrong reason.
yeah, I would say so. And I think ironically the first one to really get clarity on that is Nadine. 30 years later, who is the one that says, look, we shouldn't have ever been together, and you've done your time, and you need to move on. And it's like the first clarity comes from Nadine. It's almost like Ed is kind of self-sabotaging all the time. I don't know, just my take on that. We tend to look at especially the female characters in Twin Peaks as having very tragic backstories, and how tragedy can have a different impact on different people. God bless you. Laura is obviously our existential hero. Josie takes the supervillain path instead, and I think another existential hero is Annie, who clearly has had some mental health issues, which led to some time away to contemplate. And I think, and guys, correct me, I shouldn't be speaking for the panel, but I suspect that I am speaking for the panel when I say I still believe that Cameron's Queen of Hearts is, as far as I'm concerned, it's headcanon. And I think that Annie is the hero, the hero that Laura tried to be, and was denied to her by Cooper.
Well, we'll get into this in season 3, but
absolutely,
I say it's Dougie. Never mind.
I'll tell you, Dougie is the aspect of Cooper that is having a hard time learning, even though he seems to be on this temporal causality loop. He keeps seeming to make the wrong decisions.
So we get a lot of Wyndham Earle in this episode.
Yeah. Speaking of supervillains, he definitely comes off as I don't know, Joker is probably the best analogy I can think of.
He's also a master of disguise, so he has that going on, right?
He is pretty good, and he's very shrewd. He got a lot of details correct in his pretending to be Dr. Hayward's
roommate.
Yeah. And that implies a lot of research. A lot of research.
Well, the guy's a psycho. Of course he did research.
Yeah.
And we do Donna's mother gets a surprise visit from somebody. More on that later.
Yes.
And thank you, Nate, for the $2 super chat. It's English there.
Oh, thank you so much.
There you go.
And we are getting into the last third of what would unfortunately, at the time, appear to be the final season. And this is when we're really starting to see ABC really kind of play hell with this show. And not only the fact of rushing solving Laura's murder is one thing. And we're also starting to see them mistreat the show in other ways. Changing time slots. Waiting weeks between episodes.
6
Yes.
week hiatus. That's ridiculous.
6 weeks, 6 week hiatus between the previous episode and this one. And I believe it happens again with the next episode. And that breaks all forward momentum that a show might have, especially when you are, well, I'll come out and say you're nearing a cliffhanger. And unfortunately, it was a cliffhanger that took 25 years to finish up. And this is something that I hate about network television, because Twin Peaks was not the first nor the last show that they did that to. Those of you who remember Person of Interest, it was a year between season 4 and season 5. And I think if they had known that it would be a year between seasons, they might have done some things different. And on top of that, having that final season truncated to 13 episodes. And all of those 13 episodes shown in about a month and a half. And I hate it when networks take good shows and disrespect them in that fashion. You know, you need to, this is why it's so different now. And one of the complaints that I'm hearing now about Lanterns, one of the many complaints, but one of the complaints that I'm hearing is that they should have just released every episode out at once. And with some shows, you do need that because maybe they're not as good. But when you got to understand, when Twin Peaks first aired, no streaming, no internet, really. Twitter was not a thing. We had the water cooler, quote unquote.
Bless you.
Thank you.
And I've grown to the point where I kind of miss those times. You had better quality. These cliffhanger endings that every episode of this show had.
Yeah.
That always kept you talking until that next week. And in season 2, when that started to go away, and I think it's one of the reasons why I had such a problem in getting into season 2, was the fact that you were getting the gap that you were between episodes. And I really felt at the time that the show ran out of steam once Laura's murder was solved. I felt like, okay, this show's kind of spinning its wheels a little bit. And this is before you get the introduction to Wyndham Earle. Because when you have Wyndham come into the show, and Kenneth Welsh just plays him perfectly. It's just that he really is Moriarty to Cooper's Holmes. It is a great analogy. And once he enters the scene, that's when the show to me started to pick up again. But then you have this situation of the network once again choosing to interfere. We brought this up on my previous show this evening, Mystery Movie Night podcast. You've got now this stereo and network, and thank you again, Nate. These studio and network interference. And in the end, I think it was that studio interference that hurt the show the most. It's not necessarily that there were things thrown into the show that felt like, they were going into the weeds. Once you see season 3 and you look at everything on a whole, there are some things here in season 2 that start to make sense. But I think what really, truly did the damage to having a season 3 back then was the way the network treated the show. And in particular, as we have brought up here, one Bob Iger.
Yep.
Who does not know how everything that this guy touches dies.
Yep.
Seriously. And he was doing this before Disney, folks. He was doing this with back then, not just with Twin Peaks, but with other shows that were going on ABC that kind of didn't get the treatment that they deserve. Maybe don't let a weatherman run your network, or the coffee girl run the studio. All these people: Iger, Kennedy, J.J. Abrams, Damon Lindelof, who, quite frankly, I want to bitch slap right now for what he's doing to Lanterns. And by the way, we really owe Ryan Reynolds an apology, don't we? Because that movie is starting to look like a masterpiece.
I know, right?
These people do not know what they are doing. All they know how to do is take an existing IP and put their own agenda within it. It wasn't as obvious back then, but I'm starting to look back on things now, especially where certain people were involved. And I'm starting to wonder if certain movies and certain television shows would have been better or would have lasted longer if certain people weren't putting in their 2 cents. And guys, I'm just going to say it, period, point blank. I blame Bob Iger for the fact that we had to wait 25 years to get this show right. Yep. And try and give it some sort of an ending. I would very much like to see a season 4. I would like to see some of those characters come back. Some of those characters, let's fill out some of those characters that just got cameo appearances. I don't know if that's going to happen now. Where we are with that. But one thing that I do want to bring up here really quickly before we start wrapping things up is there was something that Troy sent to me earlier. Let me boot that up very quickly, and because there's a convention coming up. There's actually some good news in the world of Twin Peaks, and there's a convention coming up here in a few weeks.
And check out the link. It is in the description below. In addition to the book that I've been telling you about the past couple of weeks. Yeah, this one just came on my radar just today, actually.
Cool.
Let me locate that real quick here. So we can get that up on the screen for the folks who might be interested.
And deleted, I think you can take the group through it. The information's all there. I'm going to drop so I can get over to. Thank you for the prompting over there, John. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys over on the other side. Take it easy.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care. All right. Let me get that up on the screen very quickly here for you folks before we wrap and get everybody over to Troy's channel for the rest of our mystery night. Okay.
Cool.
All right. This is Twin Peaks Conversation with the Stars. Celebrating an iconic television series. Wednesday, September the 16th, 2026, beginning at 7 p.m. And Thursday, beginning at and Thursday the 17th, also beginning at 7. All right. Twin Peaks is the American drama television series created by Mark Frost and David Lynch that premiered in 1990, returned in 2017 as Twin Peaks to Return with many of the original cast members. The series gained a cult following and has been often listed among the greatest television series of all time. All right. So some of the actors are going to be and behind the scenes people who are going to be appearing. Ray Wise, of course, who played Leland Palmer, Dana Ashbrook, Bobby Briggs, Kimmy Robertson, Lucy, executive producer Sabrina S. Sutherland, and Josh Eisenstadt are going to be joining us. And of course, Josh is very heavily involved in Cameron's films, Queen of Hearts, VIPs who well, you see, they get autographs from the cast members, photo with conversation with the stars, cast members, VIP ticket holders only. First-hand recollections of amazing on-camera and behind-the-scenes moments. So this is pretty cool here, guys. The OGs are showing up for this. So I am not 100% sure exactly where this is taking place. Oh, hold on. Okay. 14 Sumner Street, Natick, Massachusetts. 01760. And of course, there's the phone number right up there, the top of
cool.
At the top of the page. This is as Troy said. This is in the description. If you want to take a closer look at this. But yes, there's going to be a Twin Peaks convention with some of the OG cast members next month. All right. So that brings us to the end of the broadcast for this week. Let me very quickly, I should have done all of this earlier. Let me quickly boot up season 2 here and let everybody know what we're looking forward to in the next episode, which is going to be episode 18 called On the Wings of Love. First premiered April 4th, 1991. Jones attacks Harry while he's asleep. Well, that's one way of putting it. Audrey and Wheeler start a relationship. Gordon Cole returns, reporting that Wyndham Earle collaborated with Major Briggs on Project Blue Book.
Interesting.
And yes, especially when you get into the secret history of Twin Peaks. I'm sure we'll be mentioning that several times next week.
Yes.
And while also in town, Cole reinstates Cooper into the FBI and kind of gets a little chummy with a certain diner waitress. So I'm really looking forward to that scene as well.
Very neat.
So, all right, that's going to be next week's show, full of intrigue, some major pieces to the puzzle, and there's going to be some fun romantic stuff along the way.
Very
Indeed. All right, so Boomer, what do you have coming up?
You can catch me. You can catch me and Troy on this Friday for Last Call. We will be discussing the current state of DC in general, and then we will be talking about. And then Sunday, I will not be on Geeky Geezers. I have a engagement, but Troy Netter will be covering for me, which is nice. So, and then and then it'll be Sparkwood and 21 this Tuesday.
All right. As for myself, Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, I will be joining Outlaw Bill for the next episode of Action Theater. And we are going to be watching the 1956 sci-fi classic Earth versus the Flying Saucers. And later on that night at 11 p.m. will be my program, Coming Attractions, where you get to find out what I am doing next week, up to and including the next episode of Reserved Seats, Sunday night at 11 p.m. And I will be joined by the tired midnight blogger himself, Curtis Selby, a returning fan favorite. So looking forward to that. All right. So we are going to go ahead and wrap the show right here. Everybody, please, those of you who are on Cosme with us, please stay there for the memoirs of Sherlock Holmes. The Golden Pince Nez will be the episode. Jeremy Brett, of course, as Sherlock Holmes. Edward Hardwick as Dr. Watson. The Grenada television edition ran back on PBS back in the day. And all right. I hope that you all enjoyed the show. As I always say at the end of every broadcast, from HQ and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond, good night. Take care. Stay strong. Be safe and healthy. Because this is how we win. Thank you, Troy and Netter, for joining us. Thank you, Boomer. From the corner of Sparkwood and 21, we all bid you a good night.
Good night.